All right, Peyton, what a performance for you. What a win for your team. Just tell me, how does this one feel?
It feels great to get my redemption back because the first game obviously didn't go my way. It felt really good to come back and get the win with my team and play really good defense.
You mentioned that first game. It was tight till late, and they kind of blew it open. How much of a learning opportunity / motivator was that for you?
It was really good. It motivated me to work harder and just help my team work more together and cheer a lot louder.
They have some really powerful hitters, and you weren't giving them anything over the plate. You were either making them chase or you were really putting it inside. Coming in, was that the plan?
Yes, just making them go inside, outside, high, low, wherever they're going to swing and hopefully not make contact. But if they do make contact, it's an easy out because mainly relying on my defense. We've been playing really good defense lately, and just relying on them helps the most.
What's the one thing with your performance that you're the proudest of tonight?
Probably working the zone, not getting down on myself very much, and if I did get down on myself, coming out of it really quick and just taking that time to breathe and rely on my defense and cheer them on too.
Bottom of the seventh, they've got a chance. They score around the game's over, and they had, I think, their 9-1-2 or something like that coming up. Where are you at mentally? What was kind of your attack in that inning?
I kind of knew that we had it because we were all pretty loud. They seemed scared a little bit, and mainly I was just thinking pitch them where they can't hit it or where they have not been hitting it, and just helping my team out the most that I could, and then just relying on them to help me also.
Eighth inning, you've been spotted a couple runs at that point. How are you feeling going into that one?
Pretty good. I was getting a little bit tired, but I don't know, just my release point, I was working on that, and then again just cheering with my team, cheering on them on too, and just working all together, cheering.
How do you try to build off this going forward?
It really motivates me to work even harder too, and just that anything's possible if you just work hard, work together, and play confident.
All right, Coach, I'm sure this one has to feel good in a lot of ways. Just tell me about tonight's win.
Yeah, the thing that we've been preaching to our girls is be good teammates, have fun, and then keep hitting the ball hard and good things will happen. And unfortunately, we've had, 6-7 losses where we've hit the ball hard right at people. And for 7 innings, we did the same thing tonight. We hit the ball hard just right at, give a ton of props to Kayla. She played outstanding at shortstop, right? But ultimately, we hit the ball hard in the 8th inning, and it eventually fell for us. And some big hits. Abby Dumler, she's been hitting the ball super well. Just can't get a ball to fall. Rachel Jones hasn't even had very many varsity at bats. She gets a ground ball out that scores a run there in the top of the 8th, and all those things culminate and just go to show that if our girls keep believing in what we're talking about, good things will happen.
Yeah, this is a team that I know it was close for the most part of the last game, but then they had one big inning that blew it open. For this group to not let the wheels fall off tonight and find a way, what does that say?
Well, one, it starts with Peyton in the circle. She's been pitching lights out. Huge props to her. She's been mixing in and out, up and down, and doing her job. So props to her. And then the defense just buying in, and saying, hey, if we do play clean and we keep them from getting unearned runs, then good things can happen. Just like on offense, hitting the ball hard, good things will eventually happen. And tonight, we did have, that dropped ball in the 8th inning, but it didn't hurt us too bad. And the dropped ball in the first inning that gave them their first run. But overall, we played solid defense. And again, if I'm going to give a shout out to their shortstop, I'm going to give a shout out to Lexi Schbaum because she played an outstanding game at second base tonight for us.
This is not, I'm sure, a fun Clarinda lineup to face. And, Peyton was pretty dialed in tonight. What stood out to you about her performance?
Yeah, just, I don't even call pitches for her. I let Nevaeh call pitches for her, and they've just figured it out. In, out, up, down. Peyton doesn't really change speeds, so it's just hard, and you got to find spots and hit spots. And we talk about where to pitch a couple batters, right? But besides that, they have to be on the same page and get it done, and tonight they did that.
There were, I think, 5 innings where you guys led off with a base runner but couldn't get him across in the 8th to finally break through. What stood out?
Yeah, just execution. In the 7th inning when we failed to put down a bunt and we'd get thrown out stealing second. But execution, ultimately, we did get the bunt down in the 8th. They don't make the play, gets the bases loaded with 1 out, gives us an opportunity to drive in some runs, and the girls came through.
2 in a row now. 3 in a row. How are you guys feeling?
I mean, better than we did at the end of any of the other previous weeks. I mean, we can talk about how we've played close with teams, but until you actually see it go up as a W on the scoreboard, it really it doesn't mean anything to them, right? I mean, they're putting in the hard work and giving an effort, but it hadn't culminated into a W. And so tonight, to be able to see it go up as a W and played 3 pretty good games in a row here, it gets us excited for what's left in the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, what do you guys have to do, you feel like, the last 2 weeks of the season to feel like you're in a good spot heading into the postseason?
I think the same thing. Just continue to get good pitching, and then continue to hit the ball hard. We're not, knock on wood, but we're not really striking out very much, and that means we're getting the ball in play and making defenses play on you. And tonight, ultimately, that's what came through in the 8th inning. We put the ball in play, made them make plays, and found a way to pick up a W.